So in this video we are going to look at CPU mining. How much wattage does it actually use if you're already GPU mining? Okay, that's what we're doing on this computer. So we're going to look at a couple things. One, we're going to look at Intel's XTU. This is saying my CPU is barely drawing much power. Now, just so you can see, we are actually mining. This is the RTX 3070 non-LHR. And then might as well pull up GPU-Z. Not that there's as much interesting stuff in here, but you know, just another spot to show the temperature for the CPU at about 48. I've used this before in other videos. Not as helpful for CPU. So we are going to load up this program, CPU Miner. Let's see how much our overall system power is, though. So to do that, and I'm not going to pause the video because this camera's been having some issues. So let's go check it out real quick. There is our system power, 246 watts. Usually it's up to 249. Well, now we're 252. Let's go back. And now let's start mining this thing before the battery goes out on that thing. So obviously we could check that at the wall, but since that one has a built-in wattage usage or whatever, we're just gonna do it that way. So I would say it is just about there. We go down here, you see there's been an increase, okay? So why am I doing this video? Well, you know, some of you go and look at, say, mine Raptoreum, put in some ungodly amount for wattage. However, if you're already mining with your GPU, your CPU mining is not really costing you much more in electric, right? Ideally, you'll see that value shoot from what it was to 65 watts. So when you go in there, if you're already GPU mining, I would say only use 50 watts or less, depending on the CPU. So this 8700K, we could overclock this, get a little more juice out of it, whatever. That said, you are not using as much electric overall if you're GPU mining, okay? So let's see overall system power now that we are doing this. Alright, I just saw it as high as 310, 307. So about 50, up to 58 watts higher. You can see my battery's draining. We're at 74%. So let's go back. And you can see what this thing's doing. Now one of these days I'll probably come in and overclock this. We'll do this video differently, but we'll overclock. Maybe we'll change our power limits. See if we can get our hash rate to come up, right? And this thing is just really just getting going at the moment. But there you go, folks. At least with an Intel, you're going to get similar results depending on which Ryzen CPU. But for this example, you saw, what, 50, 60 watts additional. Of course, this example over here is really only showing about 46 watts higher, right? And we saw at the box it's closer to 60 watts. Now there is some efficiencies that we have to talk about, right? We've got some losses that happen through this. Now if this is a perfect world, we wouldn't have to talk about that. We do have a Aries game 850 watt, that's a gold, 80 plus. Alright, so it does make sense, folks, that though we get this value here, that it is not the exact same difference between here and the box, right? So if this thing was exactly 80% efficient, and over here I'm showing a difference of 46, divide 46 by 80, or 0.8, 57.5. So there's basically your difference, okay? That explains it, and it makes sense. Now, hope you got something out of this. We'll do a Ryzen chip in the future. Maybe, I don't know if I'll do my 3900X, but maybe a 5600X, 5900X, 5800X, whichever one we get next in here. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you got something out of it. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.